Speaking of use of force and effectuating arrest, one of the dead giveaways, this occurred to me a couple weeks ago, and I forgot to bring it up with you, is typically, not always, when a local cop has to take you into custody, first thing we say, do me a favor, turn around and put your hands behind your back. Now, you might be guiding them with your hands because you need your hands in the right place,
right,
in case something goes wrong. But your first move, if this is over tickets, if this is over you're blocking traffic, right? You're blowing the whistle and we've decided that's illegal. You're going to have to go to jail. Okay. Your first move is not to tackle them, right? Dead giveaway that you don't know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. Why not just first start with the okay.
By the way, here's another dead giveaway as long as I'm on a roll and complaining.
Go ahead. You're on a roll. Go ahead.
Here's another dead giveaway. The use of these chemical irritants, the pepper spray, whatever. I tell my trainees this all the time. If you ever use pepper spray where I'm in the vicinity, and by the vicinity, I mean if I'm within a block, right? If I'm anywhere near that, I'm going to come over, I'm going to punch you in the face, I'm going to let your arrestee go. That's how this is going to work. You do not use pepper spray around me. It hurts. I have blue eyes. Nobody likes it. And basically what you're saying is you forgot how to arrest someone.
Well, you're right. But then the other option also is you're increasing the level of resistance because people with their eyes burning, I don't know, Mike, I'm a nerd biologist, and in lab, there was an occasion where I got some irritant in my eyes, right? It is extremely painful. The protocol is I have to calmly walk over to the eye shower. I got to put my face in this
and mask. You need your hands.
And you need your hands to pull down on the thing. Even knowing all that and being a fairly seasoned lab guy, it took everything for me to be able to do that. And there's people around you panicking and trying to guide you because you can't see where you're going, and they're trying to point you in the direction of the eye wash and stuff. Can you imagine now on a street full of people with all this panic, all this noise, all this disorientation? Do we expect people who've been pepper sprayed in the face to calmly prone out on the sidewalk and allow themselves?
Not going to happen. It's insane. Right. And where I'm going is around other officers. We've seen examples where there's 4 cops wrestling with the guy. First of all, what's wrong with you? I mean, what's wrong with you that it takes the 4 of you to wrestle this guy to the ground, right? You guys need a little extra gym work if this is how this is going.
Gym work, technique, everything.
Technique, a few skills. If there's 4 guys arresting someone, 2 should be watching, right?
At least.
Now, one of the guys pulls out the pepper spray. What? That means that all of those guys
are getting sprayed.
Less than the guy whose face you're spraying it in, but to a significant degree. I'm sorry, you and I are not having lunch together that day. If you're pepper spraying someone I'm trying to arrest, that's not a thing that's going to happen.
Right.
And we remain friends. What is wrong with you?
Right.
It might take 5 minutes to get someone's hands behind their back. Okay, you're getting paid by the hour. Settle down. It may take a while. You are eventually going to win this.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a numbers game, and you've got the numbers there. Okay. I want to get through these, so let's go to the next
sorry
one.
about that. I just had to get that off my chest.
It's a great conversation. I think it helps people understand. Also, the one thing that here I think the Democrats almost shoot themselves in the foot in by demanding this, which is ensure state and local coordination and oversight.
Yes. And what they're saying is it's chicken and egg, right? What they're saying is we don't want the federal government to come in unless state resources are going to coordinate and help. I get it. That's probably a good policy. The problem is to your point, it highlights the fact that the states aren't cooperating.
Right.
You can't have it both ways. You can't say we don't like the government coming in without coordinated resources, doing a crappy job of crowd control. The scene gets out of hand. Everyone ends up punching each other in the face and people get hurt. And as we have seen in 2 tragic instances, 2 people were killed. We don't want that. And then also say, we're okay with Minneapolis not helping.
Right.
You can't have it both ways. You've got to say, we want both. That we shouldn't, and this is what the Republican rejoinder is, that we need federal legislation. Now, the Republicans have gone too far, as politicians do, right? But you might need federal legislation that says local police departments with rules that say they're not going to, they're going to be sanctuary cities. They're not going to hand over people to ICE, to the federal government. That's one thing, but they still need to have the flexibility to provide crowd control services.
Well, Mike, it occurs to me while you're talking, I agree with you, but it also occurs to me that a lot of these things are interrelated, right? Because if the government were to say we have a judicial warrant for this person, we require local coordination to nab this person, I think the narrative and the burden of being reasonable shifts to the Democrats and the sanctuary cities and the local governments, right? Because at that point, you're saying, here's a judicial warrant, not an administrative one. And it says, Mr. So-and-so is a suspected murderer. We have this warrant. It was signed by a federal judge or whatever judge at any level. Then at that point, if the local government says we refuse to help, it's on them. It's clearly on them. And it's clearly something the voters would be able to recognize right away.
Yeah, that's well said. And it's not a matter of city or state resources or sheriff's offices assisting in these undirected sweeps of just pulling people over.
Right.
I agree with you. Yeah.
But so I think that would help.
Yeah, that's well said.